Welcome to this week's edition of Akau TV. A little bit different this week, solo from the Gold Coast over here. We'll just quickly run through our runners this week and maybe talk about our chances at Eagle Farm on Saturday. So our first runner in New Zealand, Silverdale. He's in race 3 at 1:15. Stable apprentice Jasmine FAWCETT rides him, and he's had 2 quiet trials. The heavy 11 track probably won't suit him ideally, but he's just having a quiet run around and his first run in a little while after being held up with injury. But he's a quality horse, but certainly expect more from him in his next couple of starts. We've got a big team in here at Eagle Farm on Saturday. The first of those is Jimmy Ray in the first race, the rating 95 handicap. That's at roughly 2 o'clock New Zealand time. OPIE rides him. He's obviously come back from Singapore, where Mark trained him to run second in the Singapore Guineas. He's had 2 quiet trials since he's been back. He won well at Tambo, and then he trialled at Deegan here, where he trialled well on very heavy ground and ran 4th. His work this week's been very encouraging. He worked with Melody Bell on Tuesday morning, and Kerry, who's over here, was very pleased with his work. He certainly looks to be in good order, and hopefully this is a nice race to kick him off in. So certainly a very good each way chance at roughly 15s and 4s. Second run is Melody Bell, 3:15 New Zealand time in race 3. I hope he gets down to 55 kilos to ride her in the size Produce Stakes. Obviously she's been a very good filly to us at home and the Fortuna team. She won the Karaka well and franked that form when she won the size Produce at home to give Michael McNabb his first Group 1 winner. So she's travelled over really well, had a quiet trial the same day as Jimmy Ray at Deegan. She just took a little bit longer to settle in than some of our boys over here, but I'm very pleased with where she's at now. Her work on Tuesday morning with Jimmy Ray was good and OPIE was happy. So obviously there's a couple of concerns around the track at Eagle Farm. It's a heavy 8 at this stage. Hopefully it gets back another point or 2, but from a little bit awkward in barrier 9, she should hopefully be able to roll forward a bit from there. Just got to ride her so that she's not too vulnerable late first up on a heavy track after not running since the sires, but certainly another good each way chance, and she's going to be spot on for the JJ Atkins in 2 weeks time. Our third runner at Eagle Farm on Saturday, ZAMBEZI Warrior. He's at 3:50 New Zealand, 3:57 New Zealand time, race 4. His run 2 weeks ago was very good in the Chairman's. He come home from near last to run 4th. Jeff Lloyd knows him well now. He came in and galloped him on Tuesday morning. He's very pleased with his work with Shocking Luck. Step up to 2200 metres should be ideal. Don't think that the Eagle Farm track should be too much of a concern for him, but it's certainly a track at this stage where horses either love it or hate it, and hopefully this horse does appreciate the going. He's drawn a little bit awkward. Jeff sticks with the ship down on 54 out of OPIE's weight range, so he's in really good form. He's probably got to find a couple of links on horses like Stampede and Chocente, but we're very happy with how he's going over here, and got to be pleased with the way he's coming up. So another good each way chance, hopefully for the big team of owners there in the Melbourne Cup Syndicate. Next run is Shocking Luck, race 5. Obviously the winner of the Rough Habit Plate last time 2 weeks ago at Doomben. He's trained on well. He's in very good form. He's just over my shoulder there having a nibble on some hay over in the corner, but certainly come a long way in a short space of time, this horse, and expect him to run another very bold race in the Grand Prix. The step up to 2200 metres should suit him ideally. He's got a nice handy barrier draw in barrier 3, and hopefully from just in behind the pace he should be attacking the line really strongly. So he's a very good chance. Obviously there's a couple of new horses, 2 Brisbane Volatile Mix that won the Adelaide Derby, and Prized Icon comes down out of the Scone Guineas. So it's a field that probably not too many of these horses. There won't be too many fresh horses on the scene for the Derby, so this is probably his biggest dress rehearsal, but we do believe he's in really good order. Last 2 colts, Heroic Valour and Hall of Fame, are both in the Fred Best Classic, race 8. That's due to jump at 6:32 New Zealand time. Hall of Fame's already come out. We did have some concerns around the track with him, and his work on Tuesday probably just wasn't where it needed to be for a colt that does hold a bit of value. So we're just running some more tests on him and just taking our time a little bit with him. We'll see how he does in the next couple of weeks before confirming his start, but there's certainly a nice race for him on the last day of the carnival, Stradbroke Day on the 10th. Heroic Valour, he worked well on Tuesday morning. He's in good form. The only concern with him would be the heavy 8 track at this stage, and he's probably a doubtful starter at this stage. We'll just look to make a decision either Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. Probably just the 5 runners at this stage, or possibly even 4 if Heroic Valour wasn't to run. So The horses are in really good order, got to be pleased with how they're going. Not running on Saturday as Splurge. It was a little bit disappointing last Saturday, but he does seem to have come through that in good order, and we're going to press forward, and he'll race next Saturday at Eagle Farm in a Group 2 1300 metre race. If he was to run well on that, well, he could certainly back up into the Stradbroke. But the team is going very well over here. A little bit quiet at home at the moment, plenty of yearlings around, and it's certainly an exciting time getting them through the system, giving them a little jump out and assessing how they're going. Dave comes over Saturday week. The Gold Coast National Yearling Sale is on over here, where we will look to be trying to buy a couple for the team. We've bought horses like Costa Viva, Princess, Cope, Integrate and Telltale out of the sale, so it's certainly been a good sale to Dave and Mark, and really looking forward to getting around and inspecting the yearlings. This week, bet of the week probably has to be Shocking Luck on Exposed Form. I would encourage the people out there to have a couple of cheeky dollars each way on Jimmy Ray at a good price as well. So all the best for the weekend. We look forward to catching up next week.